everybody, this is Caesar with Small Engine Velocity coming at you with an SV650 video. As everyone might know by now, I went ahead and did a ride with Brad / Master Blaster from Friction Zone. We did a ride to Marble Falls, and I learned a lot of lessons. I don't know if you saw that motovlog, but I'll put it right here. And I went ahead and got some parts to do a replacement on the bike. I think I complained about the grips. The grips on the bike were like half aluminum. I'll show you in a second. Half aluminum and smooth aluminum and half rubber. And then the bars were too tilted inward or too V-shaped for me. They need to pitch out a little bit for me to be more comfortable. Well, I went ahead and got a new bar, and then I got new grips. We're gonna go ahead and put these on today and try to see if it makes it more comfortable sitting on this bike. I don't know about long periods of time, but even if I was riding for 10 minutes, my wrists would get numb. So let's go ahead and do that. But before we do that, let's run the intro. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at what's on there now, and then what we're gonna go ahead and try to put on there. So first on the chopping block is the grips. I did put this on here to help me hold it, but it would slide down. This is not that sticky of rubber, and the other half of the control is very, very smooth aluminum. Yeah, it looks cool and everything, but my gosh, like, it's hard holding it down for a while when this part, I mean, just if you can't, I can't even turn it with just this part right here. Same with the other side. Not that I'm holding anything in here, but my wrist doesn't get numb here. And then it's the shape of the bars. I mean, the rise is good and everything on here. That's great and everything, but it's the fact that they're too swept outward. Like, it's too swept like this for me. I've tried to adjust it up and down to kind of mess with it. I probably could have pushed it all the way forward to see what it would do, but I'm gonna go use some bars that I used on the Honda Ruckus that I really enjoyed, and I believe they should fit here. First thing, we're gonna try these grips. Very rubbery, kind of diamond cut looking rubber. They're not as cool as looking as these, but I really don't care about cool looking. I want functional, and I want to be able to grab and turn. If you look, there's two different widths on these. The left one is for the throttle side, which is this side, and then the right side is for the non-throttle side, which is over there. So, yay. And then I got these bars. It's kind of like drag bars. It's almost a flat bar. The width is about the same, maybe a little bit wider, which is cool with me. And they're gonna come out lower. So wherever that neck goes through, it's gonna come straight across. So it's probably gonna drop a good, what, 2 or 3 inches? But that's okay, because I kind of want it a little bit more hunched over. It's just a personal preference. So what I'm worried about is when I take these controls off, are there gonna be, oops. They're gonna be pins that hold these in. If so, then I have to drill holes. And I really don't wanna do that, but you never know. I'll use my brother's drill press. So, first things first, let's go ahead and start taking all the items off of the bar, and then inspect the controls to see if there's a magic pin in those controls. So it looks like these grips have set screws in them. And then I also found out in the controls, I don't see any holes or pins for the bars to go to the controls to connect to, so I should be able to just remove it. I just need to get a small enough Allen wrench in here to take that out. Alright, update. The powder coat on here is too thick, so the throttle won't spin after some testing. Now that the bars are lower, the guard that's right here, the guide, is too high. So I had to take some of the cables out of the guide, and I got to figure out how to reroute them. Third, I was wrong. There are pinholes. There are pilot holes on there, but I'm not really worried about the throttle side. The other side I think has a metal pin. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to grind them or keep them. But right now I'm just going to go ahead and sandpaper this part right here so that the what's it called? The throttle will fit in and actually spin. I thought something was wrong with the throttle, like I did something wrong or something. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and work on that, and I'll be right back. Okay, it has been almost a day and a half later of tweaking, playing, poking, adjusting, sanding, putting back on, taking off, putting back on, taking off, putting back on, taking off these bars, and I'm getting to the point where I don't recommend this to anyone. I like the way they look, so let's go over what I done so far since the last time you saw me. So first of all, I cannot use the new grips because the previous owner glued this on. It's like glued on really good too. And then the bars now are lower, so none of these cables run the way they used to, so I had to take some out of the collector here so I could fit it all in. I've had to take these bars off at least 10 times now. And then once you put this side on, then you have to slide it over so you can put the other side on, because this is a clamp, not two bracket pieces on this side. Then I ended up taking all the plastic off the front just so I could get more room to work. And then I put the old grip back on here. I can't stress to you enough how many times I've had to take this apart. But now, the bar is flat. The mirrors still point the same way and everything, but okay, my battery died. It is now the next day, and I went ahead and finished putting all the plastics, this fairing piece right here, and I got it on here. Now, the bar seems to be about 1/4 inch to 1/8 of an inch too far this way, but for display purposes, this is what it looks like now. There's no rise to these bars, which is good, and then the pitch on this is very minimum. Kind of wanted to change the grips, but I had to stick with the old grips because the guy literally epoxied these onto the throttle tube, so I'll have to replace the throttle tube if I want to replace the grips. Problems that I ran into: the throttle cable had to be kind of a little bit archy here because this has the double conversion for the front brake instead of one tube coming out of here, one hydraulic line coming out and going to one side, and then it bridges over to the other. Each side, each caliper has its own direct line to the front brake. And then I lied. There are little plastic notches to keep these steady, but I shaved it down a little bit and I used tension to hold it down. I've done it on plenty of other bikes. It works fine. It's not going to fly off or anything like that. And then my clutch cable is suspiciously too close to the triple tree, but I think we'll be okay because, I mean, it doesn't moving or anything with the rest of the bike. So there you go, flat bar, drag style, bars. I'm used to this, so I don't think this is for everybody for sure, but this is what I personally like. And then I do like how the profile sits. Now, I still have to figure out how to get the mirrors adjusted, but we'll see. So I hope you really enjoyed this extremely frustrating experience with this. The throttle's still a little bit sticky. I think it'll wear in, I hope, but we'll see. I did scratch up the bars a little bit, taking it off and on and off and on. You know, if I don't end up liking it, I'll just end up switching it out. Do I recommend this to anybody? If you like lower bars, this probably would be good for you. Just be prepared for a lot of adjustment, taking the cables out of the cable guides and stuff like that to get it to fit. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this SV650 bars replacement. It's supposed to be bars and grips, but it's just bars. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if I did anything wrong. I'd love to know. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.